everybody, welcome back. We had a wonderfully smooth first 2 weeks. I want to thank everybody that was involved in that, and that's certainly students, parents, teachers, and all of our staff, assistant principals, and so I really appreciate that. A couple of things that I would like to go over. In the situation of weather, for example, we're looking at possible tropical storm / hurricane coming in on over the weekend. We follow the school district of Palm Beach County. So stay in touch with your local media, your local news channels, radio, television, internet. We follow the school district. If they close, we are closed. If they are open, we open, and we follow them in terms of reopening. If there's something particular to the building, we will let parents know. So please make sure that you keep in touch or keep pace with the local media, and they'll let you know what we're doing. One of the things that is happening, and I know parents, sometimes you don't like to go through the lines in terms of arrival and dismissal, but we've noticed that parents are parking in the neighborhood and having their children walk, and that's at Lantana 2. The police are aware of that, and they will be starting to ticket, and from what we understand, that we're having some complaints from local businesses as well. So please go through the line. It's not terribly long, and it's certainly much safer. At Lantana 1, K through 5, we're having issues with parents coming up to the kids and picking them up. That is a safety issue. It will not be allowed. You must get on the car line. I understand that the line takes 20 or 25 minutes over at Lantana 1, but having been through other schools' car lines and so forth, it seems to be about average, and in some cases better than average. So please, we want your children to be safe. We can't allow 2 or 3 people to violate rules, then we have to allow everybody to do it. And finally, on both car lines, finally with regard to transportation, parents, you have to please stay off your cells. We have the guards complaining about that, we have distracted drivers, and that's really an issue. Other than that, I want to thank everybody in terms of transportation for their cooperation. The lines are moving very, very nicely. And teachers and administrators are working very hard to make sure that that happens. In the morning, and this is, please remind your students are directed to breakfast when they arrive. What we have is, the students like to go outside, they like to play, but they go out and they play, and then at the last minute they go in for breakfast. We can't have that because there's not enough time to feed them. So they need to, please remind your students that when they come in, if you want them to have breakfast, they need to go immediately to breakfast. Not play basketball for 20 minutes or hang out for 20 minutes, and because then we stop serving because everybody has to go to class. So if you would remind them of that, that would be fine. Of course, students who arrive on late buses will always be fed. In Lantana 2, the line ends at 4 p.m. So I'd like to just remind parents that if you arrive at school after 4 p.m., that you will need to come in and sign your children out. In Lantana 1, the line ends at about 3:15, but once that car line does end, the rest of the students will be brought inside, and you'll have to come in and pick them up. And again, if they're here more than a half hour after school ends, which is 2:30 at Lantana 1 and 3:40 at Lantana 2, then there's a charge for aftercare. All right, now I have to address the issue of cupcakes and birthday things. What happens is, and we appreciate that you want to send in things, the problem is that at Lantana 2 especially, there's food sent in for the class, they're given in the cafeteria, people get upset if they don't get anything. I think in middle and high school, we're not going to send in birthday stuff because they are older and you certainly can celebrate with them at home, but we don't want them celebrating with food. It's just very disruptive. And in the elementary school, if you want to send something in, please clear it with the teacher first and it will be served at the end of the day or whenever the teacher can do it and fit it in. I would like to encourage people to send in things other than food. You can send in a little gift for each child, a pencil, a card, something like that, because children with food allergies sometimes can't participate. Some parents have asked for information about FSA, the Florida Standards Assessments that the students took last year. We have no results yet, and we will let you know when we do. At this point, we're waiting for the results of the validity study that are being conducted by a company from Utah. Once the state has that information, they'll be disseminating it to the schools, and we'll know from there. So as soon as I have any information on that, I will let you know. And now I'd like to cut to Mr. Allen's 8th grade class showing their projects, which are STEAM based.
Go.
Hello from Mr. Allen's 8th grade science class. The first project of the year, I had students make a scientific model of their choice. They could choose anything in the natural world to make a model. Models help us understand things we can't directly observe in the scientific world, so this was a demonstration. This was a great STEAM project. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. So take a look around. Thank you.
Please remember to stay in touch with the local media to see whether we'll be open or not on Monday. There has been no announcement yet. Please, please, please stay safe and have a wonderful weekend.